adventure, got some Mary in my backpack. Abstracts, thought I got some pen and paper. Fit the whiskey, coke, berry flapjacks. Roll it up and put it to my lips, no need to pass that. So up in summertime, I undermine the underlying fact that I scrape pennies, but I want a dime. She's something else, I got it now. Well, yeah, my dude, she's something fine. And since I got a shot at her, they salty. I tell them suck a lime, I wasn't mine. Now I'm just clowning, trying to scrape a number. Smile after I take it from her. Copacetic today, but in 2 days disintegrate to bummers. I thought I won her over, but I just created blunders. The game I hate and love her. Thinking back to times of playing B because of breaking rubbers. I was a wild child and still extra. All these women still extra. I'm just trying to find an ill chick in a chill spectrum to make my broken heart feel better. Let the ship set sail off to adventure. Got some Mary in my backpack. Abstracts, thought I got some pen and paper. Fit the whiskey, coke, berry flapjacks. Roll it up and put it to my lips, no need to pass that. Let the ship set sail off to adventure. Got some Mary in my backpack. Abstracts, thought I got some pen and paper. Fit the whiskey, coke, berry flapjacks. Roll it up and put it to my lips, no need to pass that. Pass that. Pass that. Pass that. Pass that.
Welcome back, you sick mother effers. If you don't already know, I'm the host of this here channel. Guess what? Yeah, I'm that dude. My name's Gaff. I bring you guys MMA and boxing tips, picks, parlays, tricks, you know, all that shit. And this should have been a joyous celebration on this Sunday or Monday, but a couple things happened that really fucked my whole weekend up. Number one, my hard drive just stopped working, just started making clicky noises. So that's cool. Everything, all my footage that I've ever made for this channel, all the graphics that I've ever made, everything that I've compiled in the past year and a half is now locked on that hard drive until I pay a certain amount of money to get all that shit off, because I don't think I could do that myself. I don't think I could fix that myself. So yeah, that's fun. So that's why show was canceled yesterday. That's also why I wasn't going to go with the show today, but then I was like, you know what? Let me just recreate some lowers and the show must go on, right? Can't stop the show because I don't have fucking lowers, fucking graphics. Like, fuck it, bro. I'm still here, right? The MMA still happened, right? So yeah, we're gonna continue with this show bare bones today. It is what it is. If you haven't already, follow the socials, scan the QR codes below. One More Round Fights. This will subscribe you to the YouTube. This will get you all up to speed with the family. And what family you mean? Oh, well, the One More Round, Main Card Minute, Degenerate family is what I'm talking about. So scan both these motherfucking QR codes right here. One More Round Fights and Main Card Minute. And if you don't already know, Main Card Minute on your left, One More Round Fights on your right. Yes, I literally only keep this lower so I can say that. So yeah, we're trying to get to 700. We're growing. People are catching on. I think we're almost at like 670, maybe 675 now. So please, if you haven't already, if you got some friends that are interested in MMA, boxing, want to hear a different side of things, want to get a different inside perspective, want to have some fun instead of being a little bitch in the MMA sphere, well, come on down to one of our two channels, and subscribe to one of the channels. If you win Send your wins into onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. I want to see if y'all won. All right. And shout out to our sponsor, W.GG. Use promo code one more round for 10% off. One more round for 10% off. It was a big fucking weekend, bro. I cannot tell a lie. It was a big fucking weekend. We had PFL, we had UFC, we had Karate Combat, we had 3 separate boxing cards. We had news breaking over the weekend. We had fights being announced. It was one of the more eventful end of the year celebrations, press conferences, commotions that I've seen in quite some time, because obviously we're taking a huge step in the next month or so by exiting our ESPN era and going into our Paramount era in terms of the UFC. In terms of PFL, I don't think many things change. Their broadcast partners and deals have stayed largely the same, and I think we might see a couple things differently in terms of MENA and Europe, but largely the championship and the world tournament should still be operating on ESPN. So, yeah, plenty of things to talk about. So let's unpack it here in our first segment, as always, MMA updates. Okay, so MMA updates here. I'm also going to include the let's just talk about it now, I guess, the Shabaz Masoud and Peter McGrail fight. I mean, Shabaz Masoud looked fantastic. I was wrong. I thought Peter McGrail would do enough to get that dubber sin, but that is not what happened. Actually, I gave you guys Masoud decision. Sorry, I gave you guys the right thing. Masoud decision. All right, well, yeah, you cashed. You're welcome. Shabaz Masoud got the dubber sin. The champ was here to stay. I just wanted to cover that because we're not going to be covering that later in the card. Too much to talk about. Way too much to talk about. So we kind of just got to dive the fuck into this and get it on and popping, shall we? MMA updates. Karate Combat. Robelis de Spain knocks out Sam Alvey in the main event of Karate Combat. It was early. It was a drubbing, honestly. Sam Alvey came out fantastically afterwards, addressed everything, addressed the referee, addressed the stoppage, addressed Robelis, addressed his career moving forward and how he feels. Big shout outs to Sam Alvey. He's one of those people that you always got to respect because he's willing to face the music with a big smile on his face. Win, lose, draw, happiness, knockout, win. It doesn't matter. Sam Alvey's here for us, and we're here for Sam. Shout out to Sam. I hope everything's going well with him and his team. I hope things are going smoothly. I mean, he's always a fun fighter. I hope to see him fight again. That wasn't the worst. It was just one of his not great performances, and we get a great Robelis de Spain knockout out of it. He got to show a lot of what he can do. And he's going to have a great career as long as he can stay striking and nobody can take him down. So Robelis de Spain in Karate Combat, he has found his niche. And I think he's going to be a champion over there for a very long time, to be honest. I mean, somebody that may be able to challenge him fought early on the card by slam KO. Chris Barnett, shout out to Beast Boy, one of my favorite fighters in the MMA fight sphere. I would love to blaze with Beast Boy as well. He's top 15. He's not in my top 10, but he's top 15 of people I would blaze list. But yeah, Chris Barnett, shout out to him. Big win. Hopefully he made his flight afterwards. I know the event got pushed back, which obviously changed a lot of people's travel arrangements who were set to leave that night or earlier the next morning. Especially if you got injured. Yeah, you ain't catching that flight, buddy boy. So, yeah, unfortunately. And for people that got injured, people that got hurt, shout out to Lorenz Larkin. He was also on the Karate Combat card. He didn't end up getting a dub that night. He ended up taking a harsh L. I hope he's okay. I hope he comes back better, stronger, and hope to see him in the pit, cage, ring, octagon, whatever it may be. He is a fantastic fighter. And our losses don't define us. Max Holloway is set to defend his BMF title against Charles Oliveira in the UFC 326 main event. We got UFC 324, we got UFC 325, and now we got UFC 326 news. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah. 2026 is about to be fucking on and popping, bro. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. My boy Max coming back. He already came back, got himself a nice Dubberson. He's coming out again. Charles Oliveira needs to get a big win after taking a hellacious L. He did come back and get a dubber, but we haven't seen much out of Charles. I think he can show a lot. This is a rematch, obviously, in the past, where it ended by neck injury, where Charles Oliveira thinks that may have been an illegitimate win for Max Holloway. Max Holloway says, well, you got hurt for something, motherfucker. So we're about to find out and see that fight again. I can't wait. I think Max in that fight, obviously, Max is one of my top, if not my top favorite fighter of all time. So, yeah, it's going to be a good one. That's a banger for our third main event our third numbered event of 2026. In other news in the MMA and fight and combat sports fight sphere, Dillon Danis is out of his Misfits Mania fight against Anthony Taylor. Damn it! We were going to see the rematch of that street fight brawl where Anthony Taylor lands a big overhand right and backs Dillon Danis up into that G-Wagon. Was it a G-Wagon? I think it was a G-Wagon. If not, some type of large truck. But yeah, they were finally going to duke it out for some money and for bragging rights in the ring at Misfits Mania. Dillon Danis pulls out. I don't know if that fight's going to come to fruition again in the future. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I hope to see both of those guys and against each other soon, because that's kind of one of those circus fights that like make sense. You know what I mean? Like those are one of those fights where I'm like, oh, why aren't we showing this shit? Like, why? Yeah, this should be premier shit right here. Like we already have footage of a street fight. This is bad blood. Like hell yeah, but one guy pulls out, so it is what it is. And last but not least, UFC London return. It's announced for March. The problem here is, do we think that they're going to march Tom Aspinall out for a non-numbered event? I know this is a different era. I know it's a different era, but I'm just saying, do we think that's going to happen? So what the fuck do we get in London? Lerone Murphy headlining? What do we get? Patty's already booked. Tom ain't taking that. Arnold's booked. Molly McCann retired. Chris Duncan? Like, what are we doing? What are we bringing to London? I'm curious. What's happening in March? Because a lot of our big fighters have already been booked. So it leads me to believe we're not getting any premier English talent on that card. No offense to anybody that's hoping to fight on that card that I haven't mentioned. Leon Edwards just got TKO'd. That ain't going to happen. What are we getting in London in March? I'm curious. Let me know if you guys have any ideas, any inklings. I don't know. But I have no idea what's happening. Kim Bong-il in this bitch, he says, I bet Gaff is thinking about Henry Cejudo right now. How dare you? How dare you, Kim Bong-il? No, I'm not. All right. I don't think about that man in my spare time. Yuck. Octopus with no friends says, hey, what up, Octopus? How you feeling, brother? It's Monday. MK starts in half an hour. I'm going to try to wrap shit up quickly before MK gets started. You know, Octopus with no friends, dildo fucking himself again. I know. Dillon Danis, whatever you guys call him. Shout out to him. I think he's a fantastic fighter. I'm not throwing any hate. It's just what people know him as. But pulling out of a Misfits fight against Anthony Taylor. Do you think he'll box again? I don't know. I would have loved to see that fight, though, man. Like, it's upsetting that he pulled out. It would have been cooler if he didn't. You know what I mean? Would have been cooler if he didn't. All right, let's move on. Let's get into the real MMA news, shall we? Let's face the music. Topic number 1. Petr Yan defeats Merab Dvalishvili by decision. 49-46, 49-46, 48-47. It should be noted that Merab came out afterwards saying that he was battling coronavirus and that he apologizes to his fans, his team, everybody that supported him. That being said, we are not taking away from Petr Yan. That being said, we are not taking away from Petr Yan's victory. Okay? Petr Yan came out and executed the perfect game plan for what was a terrible outing last time against this very same opponent. Petr Yan got in Merab's face right away, started landing power shots, dug his toes to the body, got quickly into Merab's arms, because mainly when Merab's entering for takedowns, he's using his arms. He sometimes uses an inside trip, but he has to secure that body with his arms first. Petr Yan attacked those arms. He made sure those arms stayed separated. He made sure he attacked one of the arms to keep any locks or grips off of him. And then he circled off, landed a body kick on the exit, landed a couple punches, a 1-2 on the way out. He did exactly what he needed to do. Petr Yan is a world-class MMA champion, a former bantamweight champion, and he knew exactly what he needed to do this time out to get his belt back. And he did exactly that. Shout out to Petr Yan. That was a fantastic performance. I'm apprehensive to think so, but you could even convince me to believe that this performance wouldn't have looked different even if Merab wasn't battling Nonavirus. Petr Yan did exactly what he needed to do to beat Merab. He even hurt him. To beat a guy like Murat Dvalishvilli, you need to hurt him. You cannot just point fight a guy like Murat Dvalishvilli and not put some power punches on him. You need to hurt him. And that is exactly what Petr Yan did. He hurt Merab, pushed him back. He was the aggressor. He got his belt back. Shout out to a fantastic performance. And we have a new bantamweight champ. And new. And this couldn't have been better news for the bantamweight division. I mean, Sean O'Malley dancing, partying on his stream as he's watching. Corey Sandhagen's fucking happy. He gets a rematch, possibly. Song Yadong. Who's not happy about Merab losing besides me and Luke? Who's not happy? And the Long Cold Wyman team and Aljo. Everybody in the bantamweight division's rejoicing right now. They're like, holy shit, we got matchups. We got a chance. Oh my God. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy because there are so many opportunities that arise with a Petr Yan win. I mean, come on. We have the Sean O'Malley rematch. Okay, we have the Corey Sandhagen rematch. All right, we have the Song Yadong rematch. That's an opportunity. You know what I mean? Because Sean O'Malley now has a clear path to the title if he beats Song Yadong. What else we got up here? What else we got? Davison Figueiredo. Well, they never fought, but he's kind of in the same position either way. Ayman Zahabi was talking shit to Merab, but now Petr Yan, somebody he could use all of his tools against if he needed to, because Ayman Zahabi's good everywhere. Against Merab, he would more have likely had to stick to the striking. Chito Vera is probably like, ooh, I got to string a couple wins together. I got a possibility. Guys, bantamweight just open the fuck up. Bantamweight just open the fuck up. Oh, it's gonna be a fun 2026. I said at the beginning of this card that it was an out with the old, in with the new card, but I thought that applied to just the prelims and maybe a little bit of the main. I didn't know both champions would get swept out like this. I had no freaking idea. And as for Merab, he had a very active year. Very active year. I didn't even mention Umar. Umar is probably dancing. Umar is fucking dancing right now. Oh my God. Umar is like, holy crap. Holy crap. he's got his goat hat on. He's fucking doing spins in his bedroom right now. He's happy as all hell too. He's got a clear path to the title too. But as for Merab, take the year off, brother. Take half the year off. Take half the year off. Get a little rest. Heal up some injuries. You've been so active that your body it started to break down towards the end. Let's be honest. It started to break down. You need a little time off. Put the machine to rest for just a little bit. Shut down production. All right. Enjoy December. You got Christmas. You got New Year's. You know, come back, start training in January, just like everybody else. Join the new wave of people trying to get fit in the new year. And we attack that top 5. There's a couple names Merab still hasn't faced up there that it wasn't looking great for them because they'd have to string a couple wins together. But now that he's out of the way and Petr Yan's the champion, they're all like, oh, shit. Well, this ain't bad. This ain't a bad move for me. Actually, there's no one in the top 5 he hasn't faced. So it would just be Deiveson Figueiredo. But that's who I see for Merab when he comes back. I see a Deiveson Figueiredo matchup. I see something. Give him a great as well. You know, let's see a test of where both these guys are at. Deiveson Figueiredo, Merab Dvalishvilli. And for the champ, the only person I see is Umar, bro. Sean O'Malley's going to have to get a win. Corey Sandhagen's going to have to get a win, unfortunately. Yeah, man. Umar Petr Yan. That's a fantastic matchup. You could do that in Abu Dhabi. You could do that in Vegas. You can do that anywhere. And people will watch because that's a fun matchup. So, good times. Good times coming at bantamweight. Very good times coming at bantamweight. As for flyweight, MMA gods, why did you do this to us? Why did you do this to us? This was supposed to be a banger. It was supposed to be a banger. We were supposed to get Joshua Van, Alexandre Pantoja, forehead to forehead, looking like Stephen Fulton Jr. and Brandon Figueroa back in that Mexican brawl. Okay, we were supposed to get him going toe-to-toe with Pantoja possibly subbing him late. That's what possibly was going to happen, right? Or Joshua Van knocking him out at some point early. We didn't think it would happen like this. A fluke push down into a dislocation of the shoulder/elbow? TKO injury in the first minute of a flyweight fight? I'm sorry, but these are one of those fights where you can take this away from Van. He is the champion. Absolutely. And he did force that takedown. Absolutely. But let's just address that is a freak injury. That is. I've dislocated my shoulder before. That shit feels weird. Right? I mean, I'm not taking away anything. Joshua Van obviously came in here in fantastic shape. He came in here full forward. He wasn't backing up at all. He came towards the champ, and he tried to put him on him, but I don't think he landed more than 5 strikes. I don't even think he forced that takedown. I think it was like he pushed him over, and then when he landed on his arm, it just like bent weird, and then he didn't even follow up with strikes or anything. He was just kind of standing there wondering what happened. We need that rematch. Now, shout out to Joshua Van because he was so respectful afterwards, saying Pantoja is an all-time great. I would love that matchup to play out like a real fight. Like he wants to actually win the belt. He wants to actually win the belt. Nobody wants to win like that. It's great that you're the champ and that you're going to have the belt for all this time, but as a competitor, nobody wants to win like that. You want to actually feel like you beat the guy. You want to actually feel like you both went in there and you were the better man. And Joshua Van didn't get that opportunity. So in that case, I feel terrible for him because this is the worst way to win. You went on a freak injury to an all-time great, and now you're the champ, and no one thinks you actually, well, not no one, but you know what I mean. Like, it's unfortunate for him, but the best possible circumstance for everyone involved, because we have a fantastic matchup in the future that we still get to have. We have a brand new champion. We have fantastic new matchups available. I mean, what's not to like about this? We're in a great situation regardless of what happened. I'm just saying it happened in the worst way, unfortunately. Unfortunately for Joshua Van. And unfortunately for Alexandre Pantoja, because that is not an injury that you come back from in 3 months. I'm sorry. I've dislocated my shoulder. I have. And it took about 2 months just for it to feel normal. Okay. It took 2 months just for it to feel normal. It feels like stringy. It's hard to explain when you dislocate your shoulder because everything's like so loose. And all the tendons, all the muscles just get so loose where your shoulder kind of feels stringy, where it almost feels like it's hanging a little bit for like a little while until everything, like you build the muscle back, you do the physical therapy, you do everything to get the muscles all working and attached and rotating right, and you get your range of motion back. But brother, for what this man does, remember, he wrestles and does jiu-jitsu. You need your shoulders and your arms. This man is looking at 6 months. He's looking at 6 months. We're looking at Alexandre Pantoja a minimum of 6 months until he's back fighting full capacity, ready to go, complete 100%. And for me, that's minimum. Because it took me 3 to just to feel normal. About 5 to, I was playing like soccer and shit because you don't need your arms for that. But like, trust me, I was clamping my arm down to my side when I was playing. Like, it did not feel normal when I was running. Like, you can't even like do a normal stride with your shoulder when your shoulder's like that. And he's going to be in a sling for a few weeks. At least he's not going to be training. He's going to get out of shape. The holidays are coming. He's in America now. He's going to be eating them cookies. You know, it's going to be a little time until we see Alexandre Pantoja. But luckily for Van, no injuries. He got the belt. Plenty of matchups. He could have a rematch. He's got Brandon Royval up there, Amir Albazi up there. Tatsuda Taira got a huge win on the card. Manel Kopp's in the fucking wings. Kyoji Horiguchi just came back. Bruh. Maybe the MMA gods knew what the fuck they were doing here, actually. Because both outcomes that we got in the co-main and main were just about the best things that could have happened for us in those divisions. To be honest. Octopus with Friends says, you ever box up your op? Oh, weed? Not an op. Well, I have boxed up an op, but I was drunk. It was after the bar. Me and my boys were actually giving him a ride home. And then we were like, yo, we should box. We should figure this out and just box. And we went 3-on-3, and we went 3-0 that night. Shout out to the boys that took the hands from us, but we went 3-0 that night, and it was a great car ride back for us. I only saw this Marab loss coming because everyone was saying Marab cannot lose. That's always when the MMA gods slap the champ down. You're right about that. You are right about that. MMA gods throw curveballs. That arm break was so upsetting. Unless I hear from Pants that it's a dislocation, I swear I saw that bone snap. I can almost guarantee it. Okay. Well, you know, it could have been like a tendon snapping. Oh, man. I can't tell, bro. That was definitely my worst injury. I've never broken a bone. Actually, I might have broken a thumb and just never got it fixed. Actually, no, it's back to normal now. So forget it. So maybe it was a sprain. So I've never broken a bone, but I've dislocated. And dislocation feels like a break. It can feel like a break. I thought I broke my upper arm when it happened. I was like, fuck, I broke it. And then I got there like, no, it's just dislocated. We just have to turn your arm upwards and it'll snap back into place. I'm like, give me the drugs, bro. I'm not doing that shit. So give me the drugs, doc. They gave me the drugs and he just fucking turned my arm up until it was like, boop. It went right back in. I was like, holy shit. All the feeling rushed back because it was like numb for the last like 3 hours while I sat in the waiting room and shit. It was crazy. But yeah. Yeah, if it looked like a dislocation to me, but it looked like elbow. It didn't like when mine dislocated, it looked like my shoulder dropped like 6 inches. You know what I'm saying? His looked like the elbow was like turned and shit. His shit, that's why I was like, it looked like elbow. When they said it was shoulder afterwards, I was like, are you sure it wasn't elbow? I don't know. And I agree with everything you're saying here about Van. I hope he gets a championship W and then gets the rematch, but won't be the same if that's a bone break. Yeah, if that's a bone break, bro, we're talking a year if that's a bone break. That's a bone break. We're talking even longer. Oh man, because he might have to get surgery, which means he's gonna have to get screws or something in there. And screws take forever to set. You might have to get him pulled out and re-put in. You might get an infection. There's a whole you just keep in mind the Chris Weidman injury when he slapped his leg. That was months and months. That was like 2 years before he came back. You know what I mean? And your leg is very different from your arm, but yes, still a very long time. Oh wow, really? Never dislocated anything. Yeah, bro, it was a tough injury. I hated that shit. It was great because I was in college and I lied to my teachers. I said it was my writing hand, but it wasn't my writing hand. So I got out of like shit for like 2 months. I didn't have to take any quizzes. I didn't have to take any tests. It was great. I just lied. I was like, yeah, I'm left-handed. Like they didn't fucking know. Nobody's paying attention to me when I'm writing on my fucking shit. Plus, I had a laptop at the time. They can't tell which was my dominant hand. So I just lied. And I got out of 2.5 months of tests and quizzes and all that shit. Shout out to Temple University. Gotta love them. I agree with your timeline too. It'll be a while. I feel so bad for Pants. Shama. Tendon snapping sounds horrible, man. Yeah, Dana is downplaying the injury or didn't care enough to know the actual injury. I think he assumed what it was because he don't care. I agree with that. Yeah, because I was like, when he said shoulder, I was like, bruh. Because I don't know, but maybe the doctor said to him, and that's why he was relaying that. But I'm like, I don't know. The location just looked weird. Lazy bet in this bitch. Lazy bet Temple Owls. Shout out. Who? What up, Lazy? Temple all day, baby. That was my stomping grounds from about 2009 to 2014. Fucking it up. Shout out to Hollywood House. I took many a head on that beer pong table. Hollywood House knows me. Hollywood House knows me. Feel me? Yeah, feel me? But yeah, so those are the matchups I see. Van probably take if he's not, it's going to be a long time before Pantoja comes back, but he should get an immediate title shot with whoever has the belt when he does come back. But for Van, I want to see the Royval rematch. That's what I want to see. Did Royval get a win in his last fight? Because that would make things perfect. Oh, he fought Kape, didn't he? Oh, no, he's fighting Kape this weekend. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. No, we need him to get the win. I don't think he will. No offense to Brandon Royval. Every time this dude is in a tough fight, I'm on the wrong side of choosing him. This would have been perfect. His last losses to Joshua Van, we could have ran it back right away, but he has this fucking matchup with Manel Kape this weekend. Damn. All right, he needs this win. If there was ever a person on this card that needs a huge win, it's Brandon Royval over Manel Kape. It's Brandon Royval over Manel Kape. That main event is going to mean so much this Saturday. It's going to mean a lot. And Pantoja, we already know. Title shot when you get back. Let's talk about the rest of UFC 323, shall we? Sup, dudes? Lazy, I realized yesterday that I'm a shadow banned from Dennis's chat. Why? Seriously? That's crazy. UFC 323. We already talked about Peter Yan defeating Merab, 49-46, 49-46, 48-47. Joshua Van defeats Pantoja by TKO injury, round 1, 26 seconds. Tatsuda Taira defeats Brandon Moreno via TKO punches, round 2, 2 minutes and 24 seconds. This was unexpected, but expected. Because Brandon Moreno didn't realize this, but was talking a lot about retirement before this bout. If I had known that, I definitely would have stayed away. But yeah, he looked old. He was doing these weird drills in the back beforehand. He kept talking about his accomplishments in the past. He wasn't talking about anything of the future. I should have known, but it is what it is. Guys retiring, guys on the outs didn't do well this weekend. And Brandon Moreno gets TKO'd by Tatsuda Taira. Ground and pound. Ground and pound just was under him. He got mounted, tried to turn, gave up his back, had hips down on the mat, flattened him up, pounded him out like a fucking non. it was brutal to watch Brandon Moreno go out like that, because we've seen time and time again Brandon Moreno put his pace on people. But if there was ever a time that Father Time was calling for a flyweight to end that career, it was these next two fights. And the first was Brandon Moreno. The next fight was Peyton Talbot versus Henry Cejudo. Honestly, the next three fights. But Peyton Talbot versus Henry Cejudo ends by unanimous decision, 30-27 across the board. I got to give it up to Henry. He came out and didn't give up. He came out, put some strikes on his opponent, tried to wrestle him, got in his face, landed a couple strikes, tried to take him down, but the young, hungry lion was just too much. Peyton Talbot was too long, too tall, too strong, had the better striking, even was able to wrestle him and take him down. I think that was more of an application of the size advantage than anything else. Because, I mean, all we have to do is go back to the days of Dominic Cruz and Demetrius Johnson. And I think we can all agree that pound for pound skill-wise, Demetrius Johnson is better than Dominic Cruz. But Dominic Cruz was able to just ragdoll Demetrius Johnson. So it just goes to show you that you could have all the skill and technique in the world, but size will matter at some point. And yes, Henry is an Olympic wrestler. And yes, he did get a takedown or two here and there. But Peyton Talbot was even able to take him down. And that had to be a function of how old Henry was, how the size disadvantage that Henry was dealing with, the fact that this was his last fight, and he was telling everybody it's his last fight. So he sees the end of the tunnel, which every second of the round makes you less and less dangerous. So this was always going to be a Peyton Talbot win, but you got to be happy for Henry. He went out there and got into a war in his last bout, and he can't be mad at his final performance. He didn't get finished. He stood in there with somebody that people see to do great things in the future of the sport. This was a passing of the torch. And shout out to Henry for a fantastic career. Triple C, double champ. You weren't always liked, but you got the job done more often than not. So shout out to Triple C. And then Jan Blachowicz goes to a draw with Bogdan Guskov. 29-28, 28-28, 28-28. The old man still got some kicking. This was by far the best performance of all the old guys on this card. And he's by far the oldest of all the guys on this card, which was hilarious. Jan Blachowicz was getting it put on him in the first two rounds. He wasn't doing much. But that round three, the old man showed he still got some kick. He was putting it on Guskov. Hurt him. Bad. Almost got him out of there. Put some hands on him. Got in his guard. Beat him up. Jan Blachowicz showed that if you're on your P's and Q's, he could steal a fight from you. Shout out to Jan. Killed a lot of parlays. Voided a lot of legs. Manuel Torres defeats Grant Dawson via TKO punches. Round 1, 2 minutes and 25 seconds. What a KO, man. We've seen from Grant Dawson before, if he can't get you down, if he doesn't come with this pace early, he's going to get caught early. That's exactly what happened. We've seen with Manuel Torres that he likes to catch his opponents in round 1 with the hands, with a sub. He wants to surprise you, and that's what he did to Grant Dawson. Beautiful KO win. Chris Duncan defeats Terrence McKinney. Both kings of the under 1.5 went toe-to-toe on Saturday, and we found out that the underground king was actually the real king. Chris Duncan defeats Terrence McKinney via submission, anaconda choke, round 1, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I don't know if the under a half hit, but it was damn close, y'all. It was damn close. T-Rex looked great coming out in this fight, hurt his opponent bad, almost put him away multiple times. But as T-Rex does, he left that chin up in the air, got caught a couple times, got put down. When it went to the mat, he almost got a sub. His opponent got out. Then his opponent got a sub on him. And it is what it is. Live by the sword, die by the sword, right? Chris Duncan defeats Terrence McKinney, and the king of under 1.5 remains. They're both still kings. I mean, these are two of the most exciting fighters at lightweight. Whenever these two show up on a card, just know that you've got your money's worth, okay? Wherever they are in the card, these two are going to provide your money's worth. Shout out to Chris Duncan. Shout out to Terrence McKinney. They know what this game's about. Macy Barber defeats Karine Silva via unanimous decision, 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. The future's here to stay. Her win streak remains. Macy Barber with a fantastic win over an up-and-comer at flyweight, and I'd love to see her in a possible title eliminator, title fight, something next. Let's not waste this streak. Let's not waste this talent. Macy Barber has been talking about fighting for championships since her very first interview in the UFC. Okay? So I think this is a time where not a lot is happening at flyweight. The champion has beat a lot of who's around, and if she doesn't happen to go to bantamweight, which I don't see is happening since we have that Kayla Harrison, Amanda Nunes fight booked, well, then I would love to see Macy Barber in there for a title shot. I know people are saying Rose Namajunas. I know people are saying Erin Blanchfield. I know. But if we don't do one of those, and if we're making those two fight each other, or Natalia Silva or whoever it is, Macy Barber has a very nice streak. Very nice streak that I'd like to see go up against some of the top talent in that division. Okay. Farizian defeats Nazim Sadigov via TKO punches. Round 2, 4 minutes and 59 seconds. He just let his guard down. It's unfortunate because Longo and Weidman team got beat where they're best at. Punching people in their chest, putting them on their butts up against the fence. It was a tough L, but the Frenchman gets a nice victory. He was just longer. We found out the better prospect at 155. Bruno Ferreira defeats Marvin Vittoria via unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-28, 29-28. I guess Vittoria's old, huh? I guess he's old. This was the end of an era for Marvin Vittoria. And the beginning of Bruno Ferreira's reign in the top 15 at middleweight. Jalen Turner defeats Edson Barboza via TKO punches. Round 1, 2 minutes and 24 seconds. The retirement's over. Jalen Turner is still dangerous. Jalen Turner is still big for the division. And Jalen Turner just scared the shit out of a lot of guys at lightweight after that performance. Shout out to Jalen Turner. The tarantula's back. Iwo Barianowski, newcomer, defeats Ibo Aslan via knockout punches. Round 1, 1 minute and 29 seconds. Hard to believe that was only 90 seconds because that was one of the funnest fights I've seen in my entire fucking life. Shout out to a knockout of the year contender. Shout out to a fight of the year contender, and it was only 90 seconds. Iwo Barianowski and Ibo Aslan had a fucking banger. And if you missed that fight, that fight, the Terrence McKinney fight, and the Jalen Turner and Barboza fight, go back and watch all three of those. All bangers. All absolute bangers. And Mansour Abdul Malik defeats Antonio Tricoli via submission, guillotine choke. Club and sub, baby. Round 1, 1 minute and 9 seconds. Put some hands on him. Saw that neck. Yanked it up. Fight over. Less than 90 seconds. And then Myron Santos defeats Muhammad Naimov via TKO punches. Round 3, 30 seconds. I mean, Myron Santos was doing okay in the fight. He wasn't doing his best. It was close. Naimov was making it close. And then out of nowhere, Myron Santos lands a huge strike and just puts down Naimov. Naimov had never been finished before that. So big feather in the cap of Myron Santos. And then if you're wondering who won the $50,000 bonuses, it was the main event between Merab Dvalishvili and Petr Yan. That got fight of the night, and 2 performance of the night bonuses for Iwo Barianowski and Manuel Torres. And that does it for UFC 323. Okay. Must be North Korean Australian censors. Shout out to the snake charmer, Triple C. Yo, Triple C, man. Triple C. He got us interested in flyweight for like a fucking hot flash. You know, like we were like, oh shit, he's gonna like fight TJ for the flyweight belt. Oh shit, he's going up to fight for the bantamweight belt. And then after that, we were like, all right, he's annoying. But shout out to Triple C. Shout out to Triple C. Fantastic career. He deserves respect. He's a great podcast, pound for pound with Kamaru Usman. And shout out to him and his team. Enjoy your retirement, brother. And then Yan is still underrated. Somehow, right? Former champ, 43 years of age. Underrated. What a fucking beast, that guy. What a fucking beast, that guy. We had some PFL over the weekend as well, guys. I don't know if you know. PFL happened. It was PFL MENA. And if you listen to this guy, you had yourself a good Friday. You did. There was multiple championship bouts on this card, multiple finishes on this card, fantastic prospects. It was everything you needed out of a PFL MENA card. So shout out to everyone that tuned in. Shout out to everyone that made some money on the card. Shout out to the PFL, shout out to the MENA scene, and shout out to the champions that came out with their wins. All of them deserved it. Let's start off with the PFL MENA welterweight championship bout between Muhammad Al-Akra and Bedreddine Diani. It ended in unanimous decision. Al-Akra wins 49-46, 48-47, 48-47. He went out to an early lead. Diani tried to do something late, but by then it was already, he needed a finish. He needed a finish in those last 2 rounds, regardless of the fact that he may have stolen rounds 4 and 5. It was all Al-Akra at that point. Al-Akra did fantastic, even dropping him at one point in round 3, I believe. So shout out to Muhammad Al-Akra. Big win out of AKA. AKA has a PFL MENA champion. At lightweight, Salahuddin Hamli defeats Mohamed Fahmy via submission Darce choke, 4 minutes and 5 seconds of round 2. What a fantastic win. Hamli looked bigger. He was faster. Fahmy, they were mirrors of each other, very similar styles, used their grappling to their advantage, but the undefeated fighters stayed undefeated. The A-side undefeated fighters stayed undefeated, I should say. PFL MENA featherweight championship was decided because Islam Reda defeats Giannis Gamori by submission Anaconda, 4 minutes and 46 seconds of round 2. It was looking scary for the champion round 1. Islam Reda, last year's champion, comes back, decides to win it again. Giannis Gamori was doing fantastic in round 1. He was beating him up with leg kicks. He was beating him up on the feet with punches, 1s and 2s, staying away from the takedowns. Giannis Gamori won round 1 on all 3 judges' scorecards. I'm sure of it. And then round 2 comes along and he starts to gas. He starts to gas early. Islam Reda does the same thing. He gets the pressure on him, takes him down, grabs that neck, and sinks that Anaconda, and he wins the fight. Shout out to Islam Reda, 2-time PFL MENA featherweight champion. And the PFL MENA bantamweight champion was decided. Naris Abzak defeats Islam Yusuf via submission guillotine choke. 36 seconds of round 1. Took no time in deciding this one. Jumped on it early, tried to get the takedown. Unfortunately, ends up getting his neck snatched and taken itself. At flyweight, it was a showcase bout between Malik Bazahel. He goes to 3-0 by defeating Mahmoud Atef by TKO round 1, 3 minutes and 13 seconds. I mean, great prospect. He's young, he's long, he's fast, he's good everywhere. He's got striking on the feet. He's got a nice ground and pound game. Big win for Bazahel. In another lightweight showcase bout, Ahmed El Sisi defeats Abbas Khan via unanimous decision, 29-28, 30-27, 29-28. In an amateur welterweight showcase bout, Ahmed Ibrahim defeats Mohamed Nabil by TKO round 2, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And in a catchweight showcase bout, Mohamed Arhoun defeats Walid Guanin via submission guillotine choke round 1, 1 minute and 39 seconds. And that does it for PFL MENA. And that does it for the MMA portion of this show. We got a lot of boxing to talk about because boxing does it again, doesn't it? Lamont Roach Jr. versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz happened over the weekend. And I got a feel for Lamont Roach, man. These boxing judges stay robbing the man. Left, right, center, black, Puerto Rican, Asian, it don't matter. They're going to rob Lamont Roach, whoever his opponent is. It's crazy. Lamont Roach did go down in this fight early. He was losing on the judges' scorecards to Isaac Cruz. Twitter was going crazy saying Isaac Cruz was smacking him up and he's not even that good. They were all on Lamont Roach saying, how did this guy beat Gervonta Davis? And then Lamont Roach Jr. turned the fight around in the second half and showed every single person that was doubting him in the last fight and this fight why he's good enough to beat both of these guys. Lamont Roach Jr. took away all the weapons of Isaac Cruz and frustrated him from round 6 until the end of this fight. And that should have won him the fight. But unfortunately for him, the judges scored this 113-113, 113-113, 115-111. So Lamont Roach Jr. does not beat Isaac Cruz for the interim WBC super lightweight title. Unfortunately, it ends in a draw. Do we get a rematch in the future? I do not know. Lamont Roach Jr., huge credit to him. In very good spirits afterwards, even making jokes. I don't even know how. He must have the same win and show money, because I don't know how you even have a smile on your face after getting robbed by the sport and these judges like that for a second consecutive time. I got a feel for Lamont Roach Jr. Shout out to him. He's got the heart of a champion. He's got the resolve of a champion. He deserved to win this bout. But boxing, it's a motherfucker. So, O'Shaquie Foster defeats Stephen Fulton by unanimous decision, 117-111, 118-110, 119-109. He wins the WBC lightweight title, the interim WBC lightweight title, that is. Stephen Fulton Jr. came in heavy. They even tried to move the bout to a different weight class for a different title just to give him a little bit of help. It wasn't enough. Stephen Fulton Jr. comes up short against O'Shaquie Foster, who was just faster, stronger, more determined. It was his night. Erislandy Lara defeats Johan Gonzalez via unanimous decision, 120-106, 119-107, 118-108. He retains the WBA middleweight title. Shout out to an absolute legend of the sport, Erislandy Lara. Another huge win under his belt. How about it? Got to show some love for Erislandy Lara. And then Jesus Ramos defeats Shane Mosley Jr. via unanimous decision, 116-112, 117-111, 117-111. He wins the interim WBC middleweight title. We know Shane Mosley Jr., a solid fighter, always tough. He's going to be hard to KO, even though Jesus Ramos has almost exclusively KOs on his record. But he hung in there with him. Jesus Ramos Jr. drubbing him, doing everything he can to get him out of the fight, but it's a tough out, man. So Jesus Ramos Jr. wins that title. And on the prelims, Frank Martin defeats Rancis Barthelemy via KO, round 4, 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Shout out to the Ghost, Frank Martin, taking out Rancis Barthelemy in round 4. What a fantastic finish. Shout out. I called the KO. I knew Frank Martin would come back. I mean, that's what he does. Frank Martin tries to KO people, man. He's got power in those hands. Don't let that tank fight muddy the waters on how you feel about Frank Martin. He's still a menace out there. Okay, he's about to put some hands on you. Be careful. He's quick. He's fast. He's in and out. He's gonna hurt you. Frank Martin, what a big win. Isaac Lucero defeats Robert Valenzuela Jr. via TKO, round 8, 2 minutes 59 seconds, and Luis Nunez defeats Hector Sosa by unanimous decision, 98-92, 97-93, 96-94. Okay. And that does it for the Lamont Roach Jr. versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz card. Shout out to Pitbull Cruz. Always a fun fighter. I don't think he won that fight. I don't think he deserved that draw. I think Lamont Roach Jr. gutting it out in those late rounds. I think he deserved to win that bout. They robbed my dog again, man. They robbed my dog again. Crazy. They can't keep getting away with this. They can't keep getting away with this. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's all good, bro. You gonna come back stronger from this. You got to think there's gonna be a huge reward for Lamont Roach Jr. somewhere at the end of this. I don't know where it's gonna come from who, when it's gonna come. But Lamont Roach Jr., you got some good karma coming away. You got some fantastic karma coming your way, bro. Because that's some shit, man. That's some shit. I don't even know. I don't even know. And last but not least in boxing, Jai Opetaia took off Huseyin Cinkara in his homeland of Queensland, Australia. Okay. And he got the late KO. People expected it early, but you're fighting in your backyard. You want to relish the situation, enjoy yourself a little bit. It took him a little longer than usual, but guess what? As Jai Opetaia always does, the man delivered. Okay. He wins KO round 8, 56 seconds. Huge KO. Jai Opetaia, he's the next big thing, man. Cruiserweight, heavyweight. Watch the fuck out, bro. Is when this guy decides to move up in the future, that power will carry. And anybody that's in his way, I do not envy you. Max McIntyre defeats Jed Morris by TKO round 4, 3 minutes. Jake Wiley and Paul Fleming fight to a draw, a split draw. 93-97, 100-90, 95-95. How's that a split? Oh, because one for this fighter, one for that fighter, and then even. I don't even know how you see the fight this wide. I didn't watch this fight. I'm going to leave it right there. Termoana defeats Yerman Garcia Montez via KO round 1, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Go watch that. Benny Maloney defeats Winston Hill by TKO round 6, 36 seconds. Jason Maloney defeats Herlin Gomez by TKO round 4, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. The Maloney's are back, baby. The Maloney's are back. The twin brothers, they're always fun, fantastic fighters. Finally getting a win. It's been tough outs for them in the past couple of years, but Jason Maloney gets a big win. So shout out to him. Round 4 KO. Jack Gregory defeats Hayden Emerson. This fight was also a majority draw. 94-96, 95-95, 95-95. Draws were the theme of boxing on Saturday, it seems. Austin Acuzo defeats Emmanuel Danzo by TKO 2 minutes and 59 seconds of round 2. And last but not least, Tyler Genson defeats Jessica Adams by unanimous decision, 79-73, 78-74, 77-75. And that does it for boxing this week. Unfortunately, guys, no fighter spotlight this week. It just didn't make sense. Maybe sometime soon. Maybe next week. Who knows? But yeah, it didn't make sense. The prospects on this card did okay. They didn't do anything amazing. Peyton Talbot, what are we going to do there with that? Mansour Abdul Malik, that was a good win, but not quite. Iwo Barianuski would love to, honestly, but a little early. Literal first fight in the UFC, a little early to do the fighter spotlight. So, Farazim, Macy Barber, a little season. It just didn't make sense this week. Okay, so unfortunately, no fighter spotlight this week, but hopefully something soon. Braden in the house. What up, Braden? He said, what's good, brother? Took Yen money line over Marab this weekend. Fell asleep waiting for the fight to start after Pantoja snapped his arm and woke up to a few hundred. Not bad. I'm so glad you won, brother. One of us deserved to win. All right, one of us deserved to win. And I kind of knew it wasn't going to go our way after I saw that Pantoja arm snap. So I was hoping that it was going to be you that won because all my parlays were all dead at that point. So, yeah. Brandon says, you think Cyborg loses this week? I do. Sarah Collins out of Australia. She did beat Sinead Kavanaugh, but that was a split. Pam Sorensen, Liam McCord. I don't know, man. I probably don't. I probably wouldn't. But I've seen Cyborg lose by fluke before. I just haven't seen it done on the ground. Every time she's put somebody's tried to beat her on the ground, she reverses and ground and pounds them. So I probably won't be doing that. I will probably be going with Cyborg. I mean, I just can't deny all those greens on that record, you know. Kim Bong Il has been waiting for this since yesterday at 8:15 p.m. Shaking my fucking head. Yeah, well, you'll know at the beginning of the video why things didn't go to plan. Kim Bong Il. I have to make all my graphics over again. If they're not already loaded in StreamYard, I have to recreate everything because my hard drive just kicked the shit. So I couldn't start the show. I couldn't get anything done. It was just a lot going on. A lot going on. So you will see, unfortunately for me, a complete graphics reboot coming soon that I didn't plan on doing, but I'm going to have to do now. So yeah, besides the lower thirds, you're going to see a complete graphics reboot from One More Round Fights in 2026 and the end of 2025. So fun. Yeah. Too much hype and marketability in the Australian MMA market right now for them to not have an Australian champion. And we've seen a lot of out with the old, in with the new going on, right? Life be happening. And think we're going to see some UFC style upsets in the PFL this week in the co-main and main event. I mean, I'm going to be rocking with you. I'll definitely, especially if those odds are calling me. If those odds are calling me, Brody. Whew, if those odds are like, yo, Brody, we're about 4 digits on the dog here. I'll be like, you know what, guys? Maybe I will check this out. Because Cyborg has lost by sub in her very first fight. So you never know. But I like Asel Ajuj, Patrick Abarora. You guys know that I've been on these guys from the PFL Europe circuit. So, you know, Adeganya. Oh, shit. Adeganya's over here now? Oh, shit. Dean Garnett's fighting. Connor Hughes is fighting. Movsar Ibragimov's fighting. Oh, he's fighting our guy, Gustavo Oliveira. No. We always rock with Gustavo. Paulina Wisniewska. You know, we love Paulina. We're Ben Paulina, obviously. You know, we got a lot of people that we like on this card. So we will be doing a watch along for PFL Europe December 13th. Okay, that's this Friday. Wait, no. 13th. That's Saturday, isn't it? Fuck. That's Saturday. That's Saturday before UFC. But it's in France, so it should be 5 hours after. So the end of Europe should be starting the UFC card. It's gonna be a long Saturday for me. It's gonna be a long Saturday. I'm gonna be doing a full PFL Europe watch along right here on this channel, and then we're gonna go over to the main card minute for UFC Manel versus Royval versus Kape. Okay, so that's what's happening this weekend. I don't care if Luke wants to do a watch along for PFL. We'll go head to head. I'm doing the PFL watch along. All right. Cyborg retiring. She completed something that no one will ever do again. Strikeforce, Invicta, UFC, Bellator, and PFL champion. She's Thanos. Like I said, y'all, she's Thanos. She's the only Thanos we've ever seen. True Thanos. I mean, some people can say that Usyk is too, unified in 2 weight classes. Some would consider him the boxing the boxing Thanos, Terrence Crawford, a boxing Thanos, you know, but for MMA, there's only one Thanos. That was Cyborg. Perfect time for her to lose to a hot up-and-comer who's undefeated, who people will write her off after Cyborg beating Pacheco for the belt. Then Cyborg to call it a career. I see the angle, Braden. I'm with you. What are the odds, though? That's what I want to know. Because if the odds ain't talking to me, then I ain't fucking with it. If the odds ain't talking to me, you know, I'm gonna go look right now. I'm gonna look right now, Bridget. Hold up. All sports. MMA. It's not even on here yet. All I see is UFC on FanDuel. Anyways, let me check out. Let me check out the DraftKings. Watch, they don't even have PFL Europe. I'll be pissed, bro. I'll be legit pissed. Where do I go for it? Yeah, they don't have it on here. All I see is UFC. They haven't put out any lines for PFL yet. So that remains to be seen this week. But hopefully we get some good odds. My book doesn't have PFL yet, I don't think. Let me check. Yeah, mine neither, Braden. Mine neither. Did we already cover all the boxing? Oh, shit. Let's talk about the upcoming boxing schedule. There isn't a lot left. Where is it? Other boxing. Other news in boxing. There isn't a lot left, guys. So let me quickly sweep up the rest of this slate for you. There's about 8 events left. So in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, we have a title fight between Kubrat Pulev and Murat Gassiev. 12 rounds for Pulev's WBA regular heavyweight title. That is Friday in Dubai. Saturday in Stockton, California on DAZN, we have Diego Pacheco versus Lele Sadjo, 12 rounds, super middleweight. We have Ernesto Mercado versus Antonio Morin, Gabriel Flores Jr. taking on Joe Cordina, Sky Nicholson on the card taking on Julian Luna Avila, Ramon Cardenas taking on Cesar Vaca. Okay, December 13th in Los Angeles, we have Badou Jack fighting. December 13th in Orlando, we have Kevin Hyler Brown, Cetus Selden, and Angel Barrientos taking on Alex Valcio. Holy shit, what's going on? December 19th, we have Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. We will be doing a watch along. Not sure which channel just yet, but we will be doing a watch along. That will be on Netflix. Probably do it on the main card minute. December 19th in Lagos, Nigeria on DAZN, we have Lawrence Okoli and we have David Adelier fighting. And December 27th, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on DAZN. We'll be doing a watch along for that on this channel. One more round fights. Title fight between Neo Inoue and Alan Picasso. 12 rounds for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight championship. Okay, so we have 3 confirmed watch alongs on this channel for the end of the year. We have the PFL one. Oh, 2. Sorry. We have the PFL one, and then we have the Inoue, Alan Picasso, and then we have 2 on the main card minute. We have next weekend's Royval versus Kape, and then we have December 19th in Miami on Netflix, Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. So we have 2 watch alongs on each channel for the end of the year, guys. 4 events. Wow. Let's see what's chat's hitting on. Yeah, can't find odds yet. Yeah, it is what it is, Braden. It is what it is. What else we got? Should I do the social media segment? Nah, I got to get you guys over that. Okay. No social media segment today. Okay, but maybe we should. All right, fuck it. We'll do the social media segment today. We'll do it. All right, guys. Oh, shit. What am I doing? It's time for the newest segment of this show. Let's do social status, shall we? All right. We're going to start with some Instagram. We got Sam Alvey.
Trash talk from everyone.
Nah.
Oh, no.
He hadn't taken enough trash talk. They ain't even enough.
Oh.
So let me add on some more. Ref, your job is to protect the fighter. Not only to protect the fighter, but to protect the fighter from his goofy ass self. If a goofy ass fighter talking about, ref, let me die in there.
Perfect.
You gonna let the motherfucker die? No, you're not. So don't allow a fighter, because he wants to continue to fight hard, take unnecessary damage when he don't need to. We already know that it's a very short lifespan in the fight industry. And we don't want to live in a world where these fighters are taking unnecessary damages that are going to affect them long term.
Right? He's not smiling.
So with that being said, Sam Alvey, boy, you got the sonic rings knocked out your ass 3 times. And the reason why you got knocked out and put into oblivion is because you ain't had no more coins in the game. It was game over. And that's the referee fault. Shame on him.
Oh my God.
Karate combat. Do better.
Shout out to Joaquin Buckley. What the hell? That was hilarious. I did not expect that. That was not planned. Shout out to Joaquin Buckley. That was hilarious. I don't know what that was. Right now,
I got $10,000.
I have a theory that the more
let's turn the volume off. I don't want to automatically just see this shit. All right, that dude. Oh shit. Let's look at the purses. 1.5. What? What is this? What sporty salaries? That can't be right. That must be in fucking German dollars. There's no way Murat made $2.5 million for that fight. Well, maybe with the pay-per-view numbers. But what for this? The pay-per-view? No, maybe. I could believe the 732,000, 1.3 mil for Joshua. Is this right? This is right. I don't know if this is right, but if it is right, I'm a fat ass, guys. You know that you're gonna see a lot of food through this feed. Oh, the Pantoja. Oh God, this poor bastard. Look at the money this asshole lost. 35K, and he lost in 26 seconds. My lord. My lord. Shout out to Marab. He got lost in the parking lot. Motherfuckers giving him a ride. Is that
Raul will drive me around now.
Yeah, boy.
He offered me. Thank you, Raul, brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're gonna find in my car. That's all.
Shout out to Marab. Always in good spirits, win or lose. Shout out to Marab, bro. What else? What else we got in here? All right, more food. I'm a fat ass. We know this. We know this. Streamer awards. I wasn't there. I didn't win anything, obviously. Oh my God. Peyton Talbot gets booed and fans yell Frank Ocean. Damn. That's cold. That's cold. Let the man live. All right. Let the man live. Fuck the Knicks. I hate the Knicks. If we don't see something MMA soon, I'm about to be out this bitch. Oh, here we go. Takedowns landed at UFC 323. Sud only landed 1. I thought he landed 2. That's bad. Talbot got 3 takedowns to his 1. Damn. And Yan had 5 takedowns to Marab's 2 takedowns. What a fucking stat line. Let's go. Shout out to the Fight Vaults for that. Appreciate that. Okay, some cheeks. Tate and Chase kicking off interrupts. So he's training, and the other Tate, Tristan Tate, is talking shit to Chase Demour. Sorry, I'm watching literally his Instagram. And yeah, that's he's basically fighting the family. Essentially, you fight one, you fight both, essentially. So he's gonna be taking shit talk from Tristan that entire fight week and on social media and everywhere else. So unfortunately, that's what's oh God, more food. That's do not touch my girl. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Yeah, you will. Period. Oh shit. You wanna come in at fucking what is this? What? Jamal Hill and Joanna Champion got into a heated exchange at UFC 323. I did not see this in my bingo cards. What the fuck? Okay. I'm on the side of Joanna Champion always. I don't know why this light heavyweight is saying these things to a strawweight. Yes, she can handle herself. Yes. But just as I mentioned earlier in the stream, size matters at some point. And yeah, didn't see that coming. Not going to lie. Don't want to see Alvey get taken out again. Definitely don't want to see that. And oh, let's hear this.
I don't give a shit what the number says. He's going to have to work his way back.
Oh,
there's just too much goes into this for those type of things to happen. You know, we had a little we were talking back in my room tonight, and we were talking about you know, all the crazy shit that's happened over the last 20-something years. But you can't do that. You can't get the opportunity, and then it can't end that way. So he's got to work his way back.
Damn, Dana White saying Armand, that's why he didn't get the title shot. That's why Justin Gaethje is fighting Patty Pimblett. All right, we've seen enough food. I'm a fat ass, guys. I think we got the point here. Shout out to the segment. Hope you guys like it. We're gonna try to keep it going, but social status is the name of this segment, where we just take a nice little dive into what's happening in social media, see what's going on in the sport, and maybe I'll unfollow some accounts so we can get more of an MMA landscape there and less of my fat ass food videos. Okay, yeah. Tried to kill Sam Alvey. You gonna let the motherfucker die? Yeah, right. Yeah, I was like, damn, I didn't know. Well, I do know that Joaquin Buckley's hilarious on social media, but I didn't know he commented on that. So that was funny to see. And then Buckley is such a funny character because he does some things that are so likable. Then he does things that are so unlikable. Laughing my fucking ass off. Yeah. And that was one of his brighter moments. So shout out to Joaquin Buckley. And then Brady and K just said, just thought about this randomly as I was smoking. We were told Bulgarian was investigated by the FBI. That was a month ago. Whatever came of it all? Nothing. Weird. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Me and Dennis even touched on that a little bit. And then I was like, yeah, what did come of that? And I was like, you know what? Let me stop talking about it. And then Braden also says they just wanted to shut us up and keep us happy. Yeah, honestly, that's usually what they want to do half the time. Investigations take time, B. That's true. Keep in mind the Kardashian thing. When she got robbed in France, that shit just got settled like 6 months ago. And that happened before COVID. So shit could take like 5-6 years, you know? That's why this was absolutely terrible for his career, because what if they're not allowing him to fight, if he's not allowed to get a license to fight, and this investigation takes long, his career is over. His career, that's why it's a career-ending decision, you know, because you never know what can happen. So yeah, that's that. That's that. Now social status. I don't have any lowers for the picks on this week's coming cards because I forgot to make them because you know, my hard drive's fucked. You know, that happened. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you guys my picks now. Here are my picks on UFC Vegas 112. I'm sorry, Brandon Royval. When somebody puts these two motherfucking things on people constantly, I got to go with that guy. Manel Kape. I got to go with Manel Kape. I think Kevin Vallejos is still on the card, correct? Kevin Vallejos is still on the card? Nope, I don't see him here. He has dropped off the card for some reason. So Kevin Vallejos is not one of those people I'll be giving out. But Jillian Robertson is. Jillian Robertson, always rocking with Jilly Bean. She's one of my top fighters that I'd like to blaze with. So shout out to Jillian. I think she's going to pull out the W this weekend. I believe she will get a nice win. And then two other names that I have for you guys. Makizio Costa. Morgan Sherrier is constantly in a close fight, but I think Makizio Costa is going to do enough to frustrate him and win this fight. And then Cesare Alexejczyk. He looks like a more dangerous Alexejczyk. I think he could take out Cesar Almeida. Cesar Almeida, world-class kickboxer. Keep that in mind. But I think the power's on the side here of Alexejczyk. Alexejczyk might surprise him. Other names you should look at: Yaroslav Amosov, Bellator champ. He's fighting on the card. He's fighting Neil Magny. I know I always rock with Neil Magny. I will have a flyer on him, but you can best believe that Amosov will probably make his way into my lay at some point. All right. And those are my picks on UFC 112. There's another card, though, this weekend. PFL Europe 4. PFL Europe 4 is happening this weekend. I got Vadim Nemkov, number 1. Okay. Number 1, Vadim Nemkov. That's my first round draft pick. All right. To take out Renan Fajeda. Vadim Nemkov. All right. Second pick, Patrick Habarora to take out Kevin Jousset. I mean, guys, Kevin Jousset, last 2 L's in the UFC, Brian Battle and Jonathan McAuliffe. Who? Yeah, Patrick Habarora, please. And then Taylor Lapilus. Who the fuck is Liam Giddens? No offense to Liam Giddens. We're going with our boy Taylor Lapilus. Ran into him backstage at UFC 322. He was doing media obligations. Taylor Lapilus looked in fantastic shape. So shout out to Taylor Lapilus. I think he'll get the win. Asel Ajouj If you guys have been following me, I say La Juge is one of those people we believed in on the PFL MENA, PFL Europe circuit for a while now. Shout out to Juge. And then we have Adesanya. And don't forget Paulina Wisniewska, guys. Paulina Wisniewska is fighting on this card. She's the other girl I have very, very, very high regards for. Very high regards for Paulina Wisniewska. Damn near challenging Dakota. Okay? Like, she should be up there fighting Dakota next year. Next year, Paulina and Dakota is going to happen. All right? So, yeah, Paulina Wisniewska. Okay? Don't forget that name, Paulina Wisniewska. Paulina Wisniewska, Paulina Wisniewska. Remember when I gave you guys Dakota? Remember when I gave you guys Thad? Huh? You remember these names? You remember this past weekend? I gave you Alec Roth from AKA? Huh? Who else? I gave you Hamley, minus 200 Hamley. Huh? You remember that? Yeah? Remember that Islam Raider sub? Remember that? Yeah, that's me. That's this guy. PFL. Notice I didn't say Cyborg. Notice I didn't say Cyborg. Notice I didn't say Cyborg. Okay? Keep that in mind. Kimball says the NBA shit that came out a few months ago was apparently being investigated by the FBI for years before they started arresting people. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. The FBI's in them shadows, dog. FBI, CIA, all them shadow motherfuckers, man. Watch out. Watch out. And then I don't have any picks on the boxing cards for this week. I don't. I got nothing for you guys. Boxing has left such a sour taste in my mouth that I honestly can't. I can't give names this weekend. If I had to, obviously Badou Jack, Diego Pacheco, Pulev, yeah. But I got nothing. I got nothing. And that's it for this show, brothers. I'm out of here, man. I gotta fix my hard drive. I gotta get some shit done. It's Dakota's birthday tomorrow. I gotta go pick up her cake. I got a whole bunch of shit to do, man. But it is what it is. Appreciate everybody in the chat that showed up, showed love today. Braden K, Kimbong Il, Lazy Bed, OG, Octopus with No Friends, F5D4G67XC. Stop putting money on my pocket. Main Core Minute, Richland Ford, all the whole crew. Tanner, John Ray, Sleeto, the whole squad. Appreciate you guys checking this out afterwards. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your week. CP Units Friday. Watch along Saturday. Second watch along Saturday. Live chat Sunday. Jam-packed week. Sorry I couldn't do it on Sunday this week. That hard drive shit really fried me. But it's all good. We move on, shall we? Well, I'm going to get on out of here. Peace from your favorite astronaut. See you later in the week. And enjoy the fights. Bye.
Can't mask it like the Phantom or the Opera. They mantra, it's on, but I come around and on shit. Tell the devil or Lucifer, I'm heating up the universe. Two down to doom the earth. Using that fire to light a Mary and get zooted first. Blowing up so big that they can fit around Jupiter. Ain't nothing stupider. I hope I see some aliens. I'm done with Homo sapiens. Joining the mellow atheists under the influence of Tracy and just who the shadiest. Gray area, who's pertinent and who's extraneous. Never around my circle, expect to be in my radius. Check my diameter, you amateurs couldn't last.